Man, what a ingenious solo. Marcus's ability to hold an ostinato down and then just play in time, out of time, on the beat, off the beat, in a really organic way over the top of that is undeniable. And we're not expecting to be able to get you even close to that. So I'm sorry to disappoint you. You can unsubscribe now. Bam! All right, folks, we're back after some technical difficulties. I wish I could say I played the perfect solo and then my batteries ran out, but I played the solo you're going to see, which wasn't perfect, and then I started into a monologue and the batteries ran out. Anyway, I bit off a lot once again last week with the Justin Brown lesson. So I'm going to do two things differently this week. Number one, I'm going to just do it off the cuff. I'm just going to sit here and talk to you live. We'll do it live. And number two, I'm going to be very granular and just make sure I explain everything in a super detailed way, piece by piece, before we get into the following. Okay, so we're doing How to Play Like Marcus Gilmore Part 2, and we're basing it on this 5/8 pattern that he plays in this clinic, which is currently one of the top YouTube results. Man, what a ingenious solo. Marcus's ability to hold an ostinato down and then just play in time, out of time, on the beat, off the beat, in a really organic way over the top of that is undeniable. And we're not expecting to be able to get you even close to that. So I'm sorry to disappoint you. You can unsubscribe now. But we can use that as a jumping off point for our own kind of rudimental ritual, which just by attempting it, it's like if you attempt Everest and you don't reach the summit, you're still going to have to get in mighty good shape and learn a bunch of discipline, to get to Camp 4 or whatever. So let me explain this ostinato first of all. It's in 5/4 or 5/8, obviously. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Should we do a take two? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. So naturally, our tendency over the top of that would be to play something like 4, 5. And even that doesn't sound bad. Even that sounds better than what I probably would have tried 5 years ago if I had a tune or a solo over that. But let's start with one very basic principle, and that's that you can play quarter notes, eighth notes, or triplets over the top of that. So if you can make phrases switching amongst those three subdivisions already, you're going to be ahead of the game. So let me just demonstrate that for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the rudiments I'm going to be showing you, which is kind of my own little rudimental ritual I worked out over this, we're going to be switching between and among those subdivisions, but primarily we're going to be doing eighths and triplets. So let me just show you the rudiments we're going to be doing. The very first thing we're going to be doing is just double strokes and eighth notes. Let me turn the metronome on. And before we go too far with this, I want to show you what I'm going to be doing with the metronome. So this is eighth notes in 5/4 at 190 with the upbeat accented. So let me show you what this will sound like first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. you get the idea. That's the last time you're going to hear eighth notes during this. You're welcome to practice it that way. That's the way I'd recommend starting out, but we're going to be switching subdivisions in this. So one way you can practice it is with the metronome on quarters, and that will not challenge your time. It'll reinforce what you're already used to and what you already know. And another way to practice it is the way I'm going to show you henceforth, which is metronome clicking on only the last eighth of the bar. So it'll be this. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the first rudiment I'm going to show you guys is just doubles, and that's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pretty boring, right? So the very first thing we're going to introduce is orchestration. And let's just move the right hand somewhere else. Let's move the right hand to the rim of the rack tom. So that'll sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, now we have some texture. Now we can do some interesting things. So I encourage you to experiment with orchestrating around with that, and let me just demonstrate for you really quickly some things you can do with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that already, this is literally just doubles in eighth notes over the top of that vamp. And practice that, and already you'll be playing a decent solo. So now I'm going to speed you through the rudiments I do. So we start with doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go on to 3 strokes per hand. This will feel awkward at first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go on to 4 strokes per hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go on to flam accents. This is from the 26 Essential. The sticking is flam, right, left, flam, left, right. Let me move the right hand to the floor tom. So on the snare drum, it sounds like this. Triplet, triplet. So over the top of our 5, that'll sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flam paradiddles, you know what those are. They're 3E and a 4E and a. over the top of our 5, that'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we move on to triplets. And the simplest thing to do with triplets is just hand to hand. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will begin each triplet on a tom. So we do triplet, triplet. So you can see how that cycles over the 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next thing I'm going to do is triplets in doubles. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally, triplets and paradiddles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so that was off the cuff. That obviously wasn't perfect, but there are just a couple of points I want to emphasize for you guys that people who are familiar with my videos will also be familiar with. But I want to talk about this idea of playing clean, the personal drum troupe. So simply, when two limbs are supposed to be hitting together, they actually hit together. Instead of that's what we call slap chop. We don't like to slap chop. So this is going to be difficult, and I recommend taking it slowly. Actually, just really nail these, make these things really lock up, because there's a difference between and not least that I didn't actually play two strokes on my right hand there. But I just warn you guys because I've seen a lot of people who can practice this and get it like 75%. That's not the point at all. You want to do that, get a practice pad, sit in front of the television, and the punchline of this whole exercise is your coordination. All right, so before my batteries run out, I want to actually improvise for you a little bit more just because I enjoy this. So I'm going to start with these concepts and then go somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one last tidbit I want to leave you guys with is just that when you're practicing these rudiments and when you're practicing improvising with this stuff, try to keep the ostinato going, even if you mess up, because that's part of it too. You want to practice performing, so in a performance you're not just going to simply stop. You're going to have to segue to something else until it works. Guys, it's been real. Back soon with another lesson of the week. Peace.